You should be able to see my screen. Somebody give me a thumbs up. Let me know you can see my screen. Thank you. And captioning. All right. So we got some questions here. I don't know if I've covered them. They're in order. So we'll just start from the beginning. 2.141/12. 2.141/12. 2.141/12. U is equal to B times 1 plus RT. Now, when you're dealing with formulas, the first thing you do before you even start is you clear any fractions or decimals. You clear them first. Then you worry about what you're solving for. Now here, we don't have any. So the first thing I'm going to do is distribute, because you can't do anything unless you're solving for B, and you're not. So U is equal to B plus BRT, and minus the B, U minus B is equal to BRT, and we're solving for T, so divide by BR, and T is equal to U minus B over B times R. And that should be your answer for that problem. Is that a test question? Oh yeah. There's a couple of those on the test because they love to put these on standardized tests. But before you even start the problem, you make sure you clear any fractions or decimals before you start. So U minus B over BR. U minus B over BR. I believe you had the same thing, whoever sent this, but you didn't have it simplified. You had it broken up into two fractions. Okay, so U minus B over BR. I think you had it over two fractions, which is not mathematically or algebraically incorrect. That's fine, but they're looking for the, most simplified answer. So I would not mark it wrong on a test. I would probably bring attention to it and say you need to simplify it. 2.151/16. 2.151/16. 2.151/16. Let's see, first of all, is it a test question? My building is worth blah, 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 blah. How many years the building? Probably a test question. The building is worth $835,000, is depreciated for tax purposes by its owner using the straight line, that means a linear line, depreciation method. The value of the building, Y, after X months, so Y is the value, and X is equal to months, is given by Y is equal to negative 2400X plus 835,000. After how many years will the value of the building be $719,800? So you're going to set that equal to Y, because that Y is the value. Okay? That's going to give you months. You got to change that into years. So 719,000 is equal to negative 2400x plus 835,000. And we're going to subtract 835,000. Subtract 835,000. Now, of course, you don't need to do the thousands. You just bring that down. That goes out. And 719,000 divide or minus 835,000 is equal to negative, and for some reason I can't move my calculator, so I'm assuming that's negative 116. I don't know why I can't move my calculator. I can't move it in, I can't move it out. It's a conspiracy. So let me go with view. Nope. I'm trying to see if I can move it, but it won't let me. Yeah. Now, for some reason, I still can't move it. Negative 116,000 is equal to negative 2,400. Divide by negative 2,400. Divide by negative 2,400. And x is equal to, so divide by, I can't get the, oh me. Divide by negative 2,400. And I got 48.33 months. 48.33 months. And we got to change that, so I'm going to divide that by 12. I get 4 years. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say 4.03 years because nobody does that. Nobody walks up to you at a, well, do you want to finance it for 4.07 years? Nobody. So I'm going to say 4 years. Let's go back to the question. And that's not the question. I'm about ready to quit. I can't get anything to work. It's a conspiracy. 4 years. There we go. And check answer. Fantastic. Next. That was, I don't know, what was that, 2.151? Wait a minute. Okay, when are you supposed to be working on your homework? Somebody tell me when you're supposed to work on your homework. Not during class. Okay. Next, 2.15317. 2.15317. 2.15317. Is it a test question? Yeah. The future value of simple interest formula is given by S is equal to principal 1 plus RT. Where principal is the P, must be invested, T is equal to 5 years. at the simple interest rate of 12% or 0.12. That would be nice. Banks don't do that anymore. Since the recession we had in 2000, the banks, they don't give any interest anymore. So it's better to put your money in stock or land or cows than it is to put it in a savings account, because you only get like 0.02% interest now. Anyway, 0.12, so that the future value grows to 5,600. Future value is 5,600. Now, the way I'm looking at this, they're looking for P. So the way I'm looking at this, so P is going to be less than 5,600. You know that because the future value is 5,600. So your P is going to be less than 5,600. Common sense. So plug and chug. 5,600 is equal to P times 1 plus 0.12 times 5. So take out your handy dandy calculator. I can't even close this out. Hold on, let's see if I can close this. Exit. Okay, there. Let me pull it back up. I don't know why that thing started doing that. I didn't do that, so it just started doing it. Let me pull it back up. Let's see, 10% of 5 is 0.5. So that would be 0.5. .6. I don't know. Is 12% 0.6? It should be 0.6, but let me wait for my calculator to come back up. I hope it don't hide itself in the corner. There, that's a whole lot better. All right, so 0.12, I said it was 0.6, but I would maybe wrong, times 5. That's right. Plus 1 is equal to 1.6. So 5,600 is equal to P times 1.6. And now we divide by 1.6. And P is equal to 5,600 divided by, so 5,600 divided by second answer. I got $3,500. Which, if you got a bank paying you 12%, you're not only doing very well, you're going to do very well, because, you know, finding a bank that pays 12% now is unheard of. So I'm going to type that in if I can find the question. Like I said, I'm about ready to quit. There we go. So 3,500 is what I got. Yay! I don't have to put things on my truck to make me feel good about myself. Questions? Or make my truck look like a dog scratching his butt on the carpet. I still ain't figured out why, whenever I see one of those trucks, I just want to throw a stick of dynamite at it and blow it up. I wish somebody could tell me the psychology behind that. Where is Mr. Bostic? Mr. Bostic ain't here today. He could tell me. All right, next. Maybe some of y'all psychology majors can tell me what's wrong. All right, 2.2 13/9. 2.2 13/9. Is it a test question? Oh, yeah. write a linear model. So you're going to go, I'm going to go through Excel. You can go through the calculator. I'll show you both. So first, Excel. Click on Excel, and you can use Excel on the test. And there is the numbers. So I'm going to make this big, and I'm going to make it big so you can write it down. And go ahead and write those numbers down or put them in your calculator, whichever one you want to do, or both. Give you a second to do that while I punch them in my calculator. Stat, edit, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 7, 14, 20, 29, 36, and 45. Okay, everybody good? Everybody got them in one way or the other? Yeah, Hubert, we're good. Thank you for communicating. Thank you. All right, now if you're using Excel, you're going to highlight those two columns. You're going to go to Insert. You're going to hit the box plot. And you see it looks like a straight line. We're going to do the best fit. Add trend line. Go down, make sure it's linear because it's close to linear. Go down and type display and display. And there is your line. And I'm going to talk to you about correlation coefficient also, in case you ever asked on a standardized test. So the equation for this line, y is equal to 3.7857x minus 8.9048. R squared is equal to 0.9964. R is equal to, and we're going to take our handy dandy calculator. We're going to take the square root of that, and I'm going to tell you what that is. Second quit. 0.9964 raised to the 0.5 power, or the square root, is 0.9982. Now, for those of you that don't know what that number is, that is called the correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient. If I even spelled that right. Okay? The correlation coefficient basically is a number between -1 and +1. The closer you are to the -1 and the +1, the more of a correlation you have. A positive correlation is a positive slope, and a negative correlation is a what? Negative slope. Either one is strong. 0.9982 is very close to +1, so this one has a strong positive correlation coefficient. Very strong correlation coefficient. So you're not going to be tested on this, but you may see this on a standardized test. You take the square root of r squared, and it gives you the correlation coefficient. This is what the book wants as far as an answer. And let's do it on your handy dandy calculator. Go to Stat, Calculate, Linear Regression, because this is a linear, this is a straight line. Enter L1, L2. I'm going to take that off because I don't think you need that. And calculate. And y is equal, or A is 3.7857, like we have on our problem right here. And then y-intercept is negative 8.9048. And that's what we got right here. And my calculator is on the TV screen now, so I don't know what's going on. There, 8.9048. So everything checks out. And there's the correlation coefficient, 0.9982. So that should be what they got for an answer. Let's see what they want for an answer. Y is equal to 3.7857 minus, got to put a negative there, 8.9048, says round to 3, so that would be 0.5. That should be your answer. I have no idea what they want. Okay. Okay, if this was a test, I would give you the answer. I don't know why they got 386. Oh, because 7857 is supposed to be 786. I don't know why I put a 7 there. I suck. Okay. All right, so that's technology. Do that with technology, either your calculator or the Excel spreadsheet. Test question, yes. It is a test question. And you do it however you want. Next question. 2.217/10. 2.217/10. Same question. 2.217/10. Go ahead and be typing it in your calculator. I'm going to put it in the Excel spreadsheet so I can make it bigger for you. So there's your points. And since I showed you how to do it on the calculator, I'm not going to show you both. I'm just going to do it on the Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to highlight these. I'm going to go to Insert, Dot Plot, right click, add trend line. Oh, man. Display. And I got 1.4109, 1.4109 x plus 0.7408. So let's look at the question. And it says round to 3 decimal places, so that would be 1.411, and 3 decimal places would be 0.741. So hopefully, if I rounded correctly on that one, there you go. Question, right? Complaint. Okay. Nobody has a question? And that's the homework questions. I'm going to go back and do the one that somebody sent in after we started, so we can get them out of the way. So 2.150 or 2.133 at 9, 2.133/9. And first of all, is it a test question? Yeah, probably on a calculator, yes. You got to use a little bit of algebra. So 13x minus 20 equals 14 minus 4x. So the first thing you do is you got to solve for a variable. So I'm going to bring this 4x across the river. Bring this 20 across the river. So that's going to give me 17x is equal to 20 plus 14 is what? 34. Excuse me. Divide by 17. X is equal to 2. X is equal to 2 is a vertical line. So the slope is undefined because it's a vertical line. That's 2. I just a little bit off. So X is equal to 2, and that's a vertical line. Okay, they want you to graph both sides. Okay, I thought they wanted you to solve it. I didn't know they want you to follow. Okay, my bad. So let's draw both sides. My bad. So y is equal to 13x minus 20, and y sub 2 is equal to negative 4x plus 14. So negative 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woo! And there's your y-intercept. Go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 over. I'm sorry. 13 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. 1 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1 over. So there's that line. That line's looking something like this. And then this line is positive 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. And negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 over. So it looks like they're going to cross somewhere up in the second quadrant. Looks like they're going to cross somewhere up in here. Somewhere in the second quadrant. They're going to cross. So you need to turn your volume down a little bit. We got people coming in and they're leaving. What's up with that? Why are people leaving? I'm not even going to ask. So looks like it's going to be C. Unless I did something wrong. Let's graph it with your calculator and see. y is equal to 13x minus 20 and the next one is negative 4x plus 14. Golly, I drew mine totally wrong. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I plotted the wrong points. My bad. I suck. Should be 1 over here. And then up here, 1 over there. So this is not the right line. There we go. I appreciate y'all communicating with me and telling me I made a mistake. Thank y'all. So it looks like B, and it says the solution set. Where does it cross? Well, we said if you set them equal to each other, you will find out, and we did, 2 is x is equal to 2 is where it crosses, but you got to find that point, so you plug it in, and I found that at the beginning right here. Okay, when you set them equal to each other and you solve, x is equal to 2, so plug in x is equal to 2 right here, and you get 26 minus 20 is 6. So 2 comma 6 is probably where it's going to, and 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 comma 6 is where it intersects. So 2 comma 6. So you type in parentheses. I know they got brackets there, but a point, a coordinate is in parentheses, and probably going to mark it wrong. That's the way a point is supposed to be written, but they're probably going to mark it wrong. Yeah, so let me take the parentheses out. Let their brackets preside. Well, I have no idea what they want. 2 comma 6 is the, okay, they just want 2. I'm sorry. They don't want the y, they just want the x. Okay? I don't like that question because the solution set, the solution to 2 lines crossing is the coordinate where they intersect. And that should be 2 comma 6. I don't like that. But it's not a bad question. It's not a good question either. But next, hopefully that helps. I can see why you sent it. It can be a little confusing. All right, next one. 2.147/15. 2.147/15. Solve the equation for y and graph the result. So 6x minus 5y is equal to 6. Solve for y. Negative 5y. Negative 5y is equal to negative 6x plus 6. Took that across the river. And divide by 5. So y is equal to 6/5 x minus 6/5. You wanted to graph that? Negative 6/5 is going to be negative 1 1/5. And a positive slope, 6 over 5. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a line, something like that. Six fifths x minus 6/5. 6 x minus 6/5. And it's positive slope. So somebody tell me which one is not. Which one is it not?
A and B.
Okay, it's not A and it's not B because those are negative slopes. You got a y-intercept of 1 1/5. So which one is it not? With a y-intercept of positive 1 1/5, which one is it not?
C.
Not C because that's a negative y-intercept. So D is your only possible answer, delta. That's incorrect. Oh, negative. You were wrong. I mean, sorry. It's not that one. I got a negative. I got it drawn right here, and I'm not even looking at my drawing. The negative is right down here, so I'm not even looking at my drawing. Boy, I suck today. It's not that one. C. Maybe it's the Benadryl. Maybe I shouldn't have took 5 Benadryl before class. All right. There we go. Actually, I snorted 5 Benadryl and ground it up and snorted it before class. Next. Oh, that's all the questions today. Okay, so that's all the questions. So let's move on. Hopefully that helped you out. Besides my mistakes, I hope it helped you out. Now, what are we going to be talking about with 2.3 and 2.4? 2.3 and 2.4. 2.3 is solving systems of equations. Two point 3 is solving systems of equations. And when you solve systems of equations, you're going to get one of 3 answers. You're either going to get a solution, which means that you have 2 lines that do what? What do those 2 lines do? They intersect, Hubert. That's right, class. They intersect. And that intersection point is called a what? A solution. The other 20% of the time, you're going to have the other 2. What happens when you have 2 lines that are what? Parallel. Do they intersect? Yes or no? They never intersect, so therefore the answer is no what? No solution, Hubert. That's right, class. Y'all settle down, please. And then the third type question you might get is when you have 2 lines that are the what? The same, meaning they're on top of each other, and that means all real numbers. So 80% of the time when you're doing one of these problems, you're going to get a solution. The other 20% of the time, That baby cannot solve systems of equations. He doesn't need to be in the class. All right, 80% you're going to have solutions, and 20% you're going to have these two. Okay? Now, there's 4 or 5 different ways to solve systems of equations. Can anybody name one of the 4 or 5 from your algebra days? Anybody? Graphing, just like I just did up here. Graphing is the least accurate, so I wouldn't depend on it. There's Miss Wilson. Where'd you go, Miss Wilson? You disappeared on us. Number 2, besides
I've
graphing.
been here the entire time.
What?
I've been here the whole time.
Well, you wasn't on the. Wait a minute, something's wrong then. Hold on a second. That's why I thought you were gone. See, when this class gets over a certain amount, it says see more. So in enrollment, I don't see anybody. Okay, my mistake, Miss Wilson. You're the only person below Miss Wiggins, so that's why I didn't see you.
You have a work email.
All right, so besides graphing, what else we got? Anybody want to take a, anybody remember from algebra? Boy, y'all just really suck at this, don't you? All right, graphing, what? Elimination, substitution, elimination, Kramer's rule, and matrices. Those are the ways to solve systems of equations. Now, I know some of y'all remember after you see it. Now, y'all remember some of those? That's not very confident. Make sure I do see an eyeball or above, okay? I'm starting to see some ceilings. They're starting to piss me off. Make sure I see an eyeball and above. Okay, I don't see a couple. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss Merck. Mr. Cavan, I don't even see you because your name is covering you up. I don't even know if you're there or not. I don't understand these people. But anyway. All right, so there is what we're going to be going over these. Graphing, substitution, elimination. That's what I'm going to test you on. So let's go ahead and start. Graphing, I don't think I need to go over graphing. I mean, all you got to do is graph 2 lines on the same what? Graph and see where they cross. Let's look at the last one that I did on the graphing calculator. How can I find that intersection point? I'm going to show you a little trick I learned in the war. If you want to find an intersection point, it's second, trace, and go down to intersect. So get your calculators out. I want you to do this with me, especially those people that didn't invent the calculator. I know there's probably a couple of people in here that think they did invent it, but most of y'all didn't invent it. So we're going to go ahead and do this. So I want you to graph these two, 13x minus 20 and negative 4x plus 14. And let me know, give me a thumbs up after you graph them, just so I have at least 4 or 5, and 4 or 5. If I get 4 or 5 thumbs up, then that means most of the class probably. Just give me a thumbs up whenever. I got 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs up. Now those forehead people, you got to go up higher so I can see. You got 4. Okay, 5. Forehead people, y'all have to do this, okay? Because I can't see because you're hiding. All right. So now I go to graph, and I go to second, trace, and go down to intersect. And it's going to say first curve, 13x, and you say enter, yes. Second curve, negative 4x, yes, enter. And then move the arrow and put your guess so it tells the calculator where to look. Right about there. And then hit enter. And there is your intersection. Is this important? Yes. Because in our first unit of derivatives, you're going to find where 2 lines intersect. Okay? So make sure you know how to do this. So I'm going to go over it one more time. So I'm going to go second, trace, intersect, enter. First curve, yes. Second curve, yes. And then I'm going to put move it around until you put that X right near the 2 where you think they're intersecting. And all that does, you don't necessarily have to do that. The reason you do it is so it will narrow the calculations down for the calculator. That's why you do it. And you hit enter, and there is your intersection, 2 and 6. So with your calculator, I'm going to include graphing with your calculator. So you can either graph by hand or you can use the calculator. I would rather you use the calculator because 1, some of y'all suck at graphing, and 2, sometimes the solution is between boxes and you really can't, you really don't know because that's a fraction, you really don't know what the answer is. That's why it's the least accurate. So unless you're going to use the calculator, graphing is the least accurate. So what about substitution? Well, we're going to do the same problem, and I'm going to write it down. Y is equal to 13x minus 20. Y is equal to 13x minus 20. And y is equal to negative 4x plus 14. Now let's say that it's not looking like that. Let's say that this question looks like this. Y is equal to 13x minus 20. And we're going to solve this for x. So that means y minus 14 is equal to negative 4x. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. Divide by negative 4. X is equal to negative 1/4 y plus 14/4. Then I can take that, since x is equal to this, I can take that and plug it in for what? Plug it in for x, and that's called substitution. Y is equal to 13 times negative 1/4 y plus 14/4 minus 20. And then you would work it out and get y is equal to whatever, a number, and then plug that back in to get up here, plug that back in here to get x, and then you would find out that it would be 2 and 6. This is not a very good one to use, but y is equal to negative 13/4 y plus, good gracious, 13 times 14, that'd be 169 plus 13, be 182. Somebody check my math, please. 182 over 4 minus 80 over 4. And that's going to be y is equal to negative 13/4 y. And that's going to be 80 and 180 is what? 102 over 4 plus 102 over 4. And I'm going to bring that y over. So that's going to be 1y plus 13/4 y is equal to 102 over 4. And 4/4 y plus 13/4 y is equal to 102 over 4. And then that's 17/4 y is equal to 102 over 4. Divide by 17/4, multiply by 4 over 17. Y is equal 102 divided by 17. I have no idea. 6. And then take that number and plug it into here, or plug it into here, and solve. Either one. You can plug it in here, or you can plug it in here, and solve, and you should get 2. Let's plug it in right here. 6 is equal to 13x minus 20 plus 20 plus 20. 26 is equal to 13x, which x is equal to 2. So I just used substitution to do this problem, and I got the same answer as the graphing. It crosses at 2, 6. That's substitution. Y'all remember that from Algebra 2? Yes or no? Somebody give me a thumbs up. Okay, I got 2 or 3. All right, you remember that. Now let's do elimination. Y is equal to 13x minus 20. Y is equal to negative 4x plus 14. Now, when you do elimination and substitution, I'm going to write this down in red. You look for opposite signs and equal coefficients. All right, so that's what you look for. That's your indicator. This one really don't have either, so you're going to have to work with it. Y is equal to 13x minus 20. Y is equal to negative 4x plus 14. Is either one of these got the same coefficient and the opposite signs? No. The only one that has opposite signs is this variable right here, x. You really don't care about this because this you really can't solve for anything. So you have to either use x or y. Since these two have the same coefficients, they don't have opposite signs, I'm going to use x right here. So I've got to multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 13. And that way, these two this negative will take out this positive because they're the same number. So that gives me 4y is equal to 52x minus 80. And 13y is equal to negative 52x plus, and I think I told y'all that was what number, 182? Y'all help me out there. Was it 182? I think it was.
You forgot the 2 and negative 52.
Thank you. And you see that these two cancel. And that's called eliminate. These two eliminate. And that's going to leave you with 17y is equal to negative 180 plus 182 is 102, and y is equal to 6. And you back substitute into one of these to get, so we'll back substitute into this one. Negative, or 6 is equal to negative 4x plus 14 minus 14 minus 14. Negative 8 is equal to negative 4x. Divide by negative 4. 2 is equal to x. So these two lines cross at 2, 6. Now all three of those, that should be memory. That should be, that y'all should remember that from Algebra 2. So let's look at, right quick, let me look at two things. Time is 11 o'clock, so we got plenty of time. So let's look at a problem. Let's say in your homework or something. Let me go to your homework. Let's see, one. Yep, everybody logs you out, 15 seconds. Let's go with 109. And assignments, 2.3. And let me find one, a good test question. I like to start with an easy one. Let me try to find an easy one. That one looks pretty easy. Yeah, let's go with the third one. All right, try this one. I'll blow it up. No, I can't blow it up. It doesn't give me that option. I'll write it on a whiteboard. Okay, that's interesting. 2x minus 9y equals negative 2. 4x minus 7y is equal to negative. That's interesting. Are you done, Mr. Batson? You done? All right. So there is the 2. And we'll go through and do, let's go ahead and do graphing. Got to solve to do graphing. So let's go ahead and do graphing. Now you could use method 2 and do that. You could if you wanted to. Negative 9y is equal to negative 2x minus 2. Divide by negative 9. Y is equal to 2/9 x plus 2/9. So you graph that one. And now let's do this one. That's going to be negative 7y is equal to negative 4x minus 2. And that's going to give you y is equal to 4/7 x plus 2/7. Let's plot those two. So y is equal to 2/9 x plus 2/9. And the next one, excuse me, 4/7 x plus 2/7. And graph. And we're going to hit second, trace. Go down to intersect. Oh my goodness, I believe that Benadryl is kicking in. Intersect, and I'm just going to hit enter, and it's right there. So I've got negative 0.18, negative 0.18, comma, 1/8. And there is no way in Hades you would be able to do that on a hand graph. No way. You wouldn't get 0.18 and 0.18. Unless you had a logarithmic graph or a very detailed graph, you wouldn't be able to do that. So graphing, that leaves that to the calculator on that one. So let's go to elimination. I meant substitution. 2x minus 9y is equal to negative 2. 4x minus 7y is equal to negative 2. Well, both of them are pretty yucky. So I'm just going to solve this one for y. Negative 9y is equal to negative 2x minus 2. Divide by negative 9. Y is equal to 2/9 x plus 2/9. And I take that and plug it into that right there, and I get 4 times 2/9 x plus 2/9 minus 7y is equal to negative 2. 8/9 x plus 8/9 minus 7y is equal to negative 2. And I don't have much of a choice. This is 49/9. So 8/9 x minus 49/9 y. No, wait a minute. That's supposed to be x, isn't it? 7x. No, I'm supposed to plug that in. It's supposed to be x. I messed up. Yeah. That y is supposed to go in right there. I told y'all the Benadryl was kicking in, so I'm sorry. I'm under the influence of Benadryl. 4x minus 7y is equal to negative 2. 4x minus 7 times 2/9 x plus 2/9. There we go. Equals negative 2. 4x minus 14/9 x minus 14/9 is equal to negative 2. And that's going to be 16x over, wait a minute, let's see, 9 times, it's going to be 36x over 9. 36x over 9 minus 14x over 9 minus 14/9 is equal to negative 2. And 36 minus 14 is going to be what? 22. I think so, Hubert. Thank you. 22x over 9 minus 14 over 9 is equal to negative 18 over 9. Bring that 14 over, plus 14 over 9. 22 ninths times x is equal to negative 18 plus 14 is negative 4 ninths. And we need to bring this over here, divide by 22 ninths, which means you multiply by 9 over 22. So x is equal to negative 4 over 22. Can somebody divide that for me and tell me what 4 over 22 is equal to?
Negative 0.18.
It's supposed to be 0.18, was it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Negative 0.18. And you plug that back in to the original for x, or the original over here for x, and you can get the other answer. All right. Elimination. Now this one I would use elimination on because 2x minus 9y is equal to negative 2, and 4x minus 7y is equal to negative 2. Can anybody tell me what they think I'm going to get rid of? They think I'm going to get rid of the x, or am I going to get rid of the y?
The x,
Why did you say the x?
because you want it in y equals mx plus b.
Not really, but that's a good guess. But I picked the x's because that's the easiest math. Negative and negative, that's not going to help. 9 and 7, that's not going to help. But what am I only got to do is multiply the top by negative 2, and I'm ready to eliminate. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4x. Negative 2 times that is positive what? 18y. And negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. And what happens to the x's? The x terms cancel. And you're left with 11y is equal to x. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And what is 2 over 11? 2 over 11 is 0.18, isn't it? Take that and plug it back into the original. I don't care which one you plug it into. I'm going to plug it in the first one. And that's going to give me 2x minus 9 times 2 over 11 is equal to negative 2. 2x minus 18 over 11 is equal to negative 2. Well, I'm going to have to bring this over and add it, so I might as well change that 2 to 22 over what? 11. So 2x is equal to negative 22 plus 18 over 11. Negative 22 plus 18, I have no earthly idea. So 18, that'd be what, 4? 2x is equal to 4. over 11, divide by 2, divide by 2, which multiply by 1/2. X is equal to 2 over 11. And that's supposed to be negative. Equals negative 0.18. That's substitution and elimination. Now, everybody should be going, oh, yeah, I remember that from Algebra 2. And everybody should be saying that. If you're saying, I don't know how to graph on the calculator, then we have a problem. All right? But mostly everybody remembers this from Algebra 2. Capiche? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Wait a minute, we got a question. Probably people leaving. I don't know why I forgot to ask y'all. Why do y'all not go to where you're going and call in from there? That way you can just go to class. But I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to, Cavan still here. I mean, Cavan needs to be enrolled. Okay, let me go to the, what you call it? The